All right, welcome to episode 64 of the Brink of Sanity. We got Bri for the 28th time, I guess.
I was wondering when that freaking thing was going to end.
Yeah, I'm going to make it twice as long, actually.
Making an hour long.
Less talking for me. Well, that's what I said last episode. I'm going to make it 45 minutes, and then I'm going to do a 15-minute outro, and then just leave. And then we got Rob from the Uncanny X-Cast. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing good. I think you need a little Hello, I Love You from the Doors in there.
That wasn't in there?
I don't think so.
I heard it.
Oh, shit.
I think just the word hello was in there.
I've kill like 2 more minutes.
All
Play it again, John.
I'm pretty sure it was in there.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello.
There it was.
Oh, there it was. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, jeez.
Drinking too much too early.
I barely know the Doors, and I knew that was in there.
It's a long show. Focus. Well, like I should talk. I'm pretty far under right now.
You roll your bumpers in live. That's hardcore.
Yeah, I don't mess around. It's also
He doesn't know how to not do it live.
right. It's a matter of being lazy, and when the show's done, I just want it to put it right up.
That's a life.
Post production's for suckers.
Hire you. I'm a sucker. Yeah. That's my day job, for God's sake.
Is it?
Yeah. I edit and produce documentaries for the legendary PBS.
Wow.
No, it's not as well. Not that it seems glamorous, but it's even less glamorous than it seems.
I actually tried to do video editing for years, and it just wasn't getting work.
Yeah, I lucked out. I did luck out. By staying in college 11 years, I got a job in the basement of the college doing that, so it worked out pretty well.
There you go. We went to 5-year school. That was long enough, I think.
Yeah. I got out in 4.
Yeah, we had like quarters instead of semesters, and we were supposed to do like a work study thing in between, and Bri just skipped all the work studies and just took classes and then left.
Well, it was a bunch of bullshit. We had these advisors that we were supposed to go talk to that were supposed to, like, you know, we're fucking 18, 19 years old. What do I know about getting a job, you know?
They didn't really help out much.
Yeah, so we had these people that are supposed to, you know, like, help you find a job. So I told this lady, I was like, listen, I don't have housing in the winter. I want to get a job in Connecticut. Well, we don't have any jobs in Connecticut. I said, okay, what do I do?
Whole state.
Well, you're going to have to just go to, like, local police departments or, like, stores and apply for a job. And I'm like, oh, that's it? She goes, yeah. I said, and what are you going to do? And she said, I'm going to collect my big, fat fucking paycheck.
Nice. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wait, what the hell kind of degree did you get that they told you your job options were either a store
I was
or a cop?
Criminal justice major.
Oh, so it was either be a cop or retail?
Yeah, you know, retail security. It was just basically
Security, there you go. All right, that makes
sense. I mean, it was only, you know, essentially an internship for like 3 months. But, you know, so she was like, oh, give me a resume and I'll look at it. I gave her a resume and she never did anything with it. I was like, did you ever look at it? She goes, oh, it's in my pile. I'm like, well, you want to, you know, get it out of your pile and do some fucking work?
That's pretty much what I got, too. I was a criminal justice major for 3 months. I switched my major 7 times and still graduated on time.
Jesus. I switched 3 times. It took me 11 years.
I thought you were joking about the 11 years.
No, I'm dead serious.
That's
93 to 2004. For a long time, the joke was my friends were all excited I'd graduate maybe in 2001, which to Kubrick fans seemed like a really exciting thing.
Yeah, that's what we did, and it wasn't very exciting.
I couldn't even come through on it. It was awful.
So you went to school
I couldn't
in
go
Alabama.
for 2010.
We might as well just get right into that. You went to school in Alabama.
I did.
Why?
Do you know how to read?
Did
you guys like
just like my show now?
Did you guys like color?
It's not as different as you would think. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's places you can go in this state that are just scary, and you just don't go there.
Where if you have like 7 teeth, they call you a show off.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, don't go to Walmart on a Saturday night at 11:30 p.m.
That's party time.
I mean, but I think that's pretty much. Isn't it like that everywhere now?
Yeah, I feel like there's less and less like bars and clubs, and more people are just going to shopping centers. My hometown is getting really like that too. It's really scary.
I mean, Birmingham, where I am, is very suburban. It's a lot like Jersey was. The only difference is in Jersey you could drive another 30 miles and pass another 18 towns just like your town.
Right.
Here, once you get 2 miles out, you're in the middle of nowhere. So there's just one of us.
Well, my other argument is that you're like pretty close to Manhattan. I don't get why you'd want to leave that.
I don't know. I just wanted to get the hell out of there. I don't know. The weather. You guys like the weather up there? It's fucking miserable.
No, I hate the weather. Yeah.
No, we have weather up here. That's why I like it. We're not in
please.
the Sun Belt where we just get fucking tornadoes, or in Florida where we just get thunderstorms and hurricanes all year round. We actually have weather. It's nice.
No,
tornadoes are exciting. Have you seen Twister? It's a classic.
It is. I mean, there's any movie with a flying cow, I'm down with. But I don't know. Yeah, I do hate the weather here. I feel like it's either too cold or too humid. Like, there's like about 2 weeks of comfortable weather a year here. And
Yeah,
we wear shorts on Christmas. Top that.
that is pretty sweet.
Shoveling
Fat people
snow.
up here do that too. Fat people, they wear shorts all year round up here.
That is true. You'll never go into a Walmart and not see people wearing shorts any time of the year. I saw a 50-year-old with a huge gut wearing like a belly shirt. I don't know what she was thinking. There was like stretch marks and like, it looked like a melted stomach coming out. And like, you couldn't wear like a normal shirt over that. Like, really? No way she thought she was sexy.
I had the exact opposite today, where we saw like a 80-year-old lady gardening outside in like 90-degree heat,
Who was hot.
wearing a bikini top.
Oh, but it was by her belly button.
Stuff doesn't work the same at that age, and
Yeah.
there was just a lot of stuff going on there.
She combined the bikini top into a belt.
No, but she did have some jorts on, which I thought was impressive. Going Tim Tebow style.
What are you guys' working hours like? Do you guys have normal schedules? Like
I work 8 to 4.
all right, that's not too bad. What about you, Rob?
Mine's pretty open-ended. As long as I get my stuff done, they don't really care so much what the hours are.
All right, now I'm jealous. I mean, I'm supposed to have a 9 to 5, but it hasn't been 9 to 5 since I got hired. When I was like a consultant, it was 9 to 5, and then the second they hired me, it's like, 9 till like whenever your work's done, which it's never, ever, ever done.
I thought you didn't have any work.
What do you do?
I do international tax for Bloomberg. I have no tax or accounting experience, so it's very interesting. Yeah.
I thought you read comic books all day.
That was when I was a consultant. That's why I was like, yeah, you want to like give me job stability and benefits? Sure, I could read comics like while I'm doing that. And then the second I got hired, that shit was done. Fell way behind. Iceman's in a dilemma. I don't know what he's up to. Fucking bullshit. I'm so used to being miserable. I accidentally set my alarm for Saturday morning. There is nothing worse than hearing that alarm go off at 7:30 in the morning on a Saturday and then realizing you could have slept like another 3 hours.
I've done that.
What time can you still sleep in till? Like, physically,
6:30.
given your choice.
It's getting earlier and earlier. I'm getting it like the latest now is like 10:30. I'm up.
Oh, I can't
haven't
even come close to
passed-
that.
I haven't slept past 7 in probably 3 years.
I'm right there with you. It's hard. I can't even try to do it. Even if I'm hammered the night before, I can't do it.
Yeah, Sunday. I got trashed Saturday. I could sleep in whenever I wanted Sunday. I woke up at like 9:15. Ridiculous.
I'd kill to sleep till 9:15.
We're getting old.
I know. That's probably the most depressing thing about getting old. That and the fact that we're recording this 30 minutes from my bedtime.
Yeah, exactly.
9 p.m. Yeah.
I was I thought it was just, a myth that you get up earlier when you get old. I thought those people were just suckers and they wanted to like mall walk or whatever people do early in the morning, but you just wake up. It's like I don't even need an alarm clock on the weekend. I'm up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you hate the old people who are like, I just love getting up and the peace and quiet and the sun. Every time I wake up at that time, I'm like, fucking shit. Give me an hour more, for the love of God.
Oh yeah. Well, last Sunday I actually woke up at 7:30, but I stayed in until 9:30 at a principal. I hate the light. I'm a vampire. I'd rather stay up till like 3-4 in the morning than wake up early. And then when it's sunny and I go out, Like, I'll walk around the block and like, all right, I get it. It's sunny. There's people, back into my dark cave, play my games. Maybe that's just me, but...
I think it's just you.
Well, I don't know. Outside's kind of overrated sometimes.
I find the night scary now.
Yeah?
Yeah, like little shit in the night. Like I get, would never in college have been fazed by. I'm like, I guess because I have a family, it makes it a little different. But I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Maybe it's because you're in the middle of nowhere. Because like if you
that
hear
doesn't help either.
If you hear something, it is something. If I hear something, it's like any of a million things. So who cares?
Right, I hear the Deliverance banjos in the background and have to wonder what the hell's coming after me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not a fan of mornings, daylight, or actually anytime before like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I don't function correctly.
Yeah, I was talking to this girl today, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm a night person. Yeah, too bad you're not a night person. And I was like, yeah, I'm an afternoon person. I'm like a 2 to 5 person.
I'm a brunch guy.
Yeah, I'm a 2 to 5, and then that's it. Then leave me alone. Don't talk to me after. Once the news comes on, don't talk to me.
Well, you've been like a 60-year-old man since I met you in college.
Yeah, no, I'm getting worse too.
I can believe it.
I'm like a prisoner trapped in my own house. I just stare out the window and I'm like, I wish I was out there. Oh, I could go out there. There's a door. I just have to open it, but I don't really want to.
Then I'd have to move. Then I
Yeah.
couldn't complain about not going outside.
Then I'm gonna go out there and just stand there and be like, now what?
That's what I was trying to get at when I go outside. I go outside and I'm like,
I have the shirt and shoes on for this?
yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm outside. Now what? Entertain me. There's no Xbox outside. I don't know what to do. I think Rock Band's the worst thing to happen to me, anyway. A little addictive.
See, that's good news because I think I'm getting it for my birthday. So I really need another excuse to be secluded from society, but that looks like it might be it.
Oh, so good.
It's hard though. Are you good at it? I've played it and I'm terrible.
You just gotta put in hours and hours and hours.
Hmm.
You're gonna want to. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, if I got a kid running around, the odds of that happening are 0. He does like playing the drums.
There you go. That's what you gotta do. You gotta get him into it.
Are you getting worse at video games? Speaking of, this is so depressing. All we're talking about is how old we're getting.
Yeah, we got.
Like, are you worse than you used to be at games when you like first get them?
No, I think I'm about the same. I started video games really early though, so I kind of pick up games pretty quick. I started with ColecoVision when I was like 3 years old.
I was Atari 2600 at like 5.
I was Atari, and then my dad sold it for Coleco.
Ooh, interesting move.
Yeah,
Do you resent him for that?
No, like looking back, I think Coleco was a superior system, even though Atari lasted longer.
I think that's insane.
Do you?
I do. I think Atari 2600 is probably maybe the best system out there.
Have you played Jumpman Jr.?
No.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Touche. I see.
Yeah.
Might have to get the emulator running tonight.
I think so. That is one of my favorite games ever. I think we lost Bri. I'm going to try and call him. So if you hear a call refused, okay.
I bored him completely, it seems.
Yeah, we mentioned video games for a half a second, and Bri
and he's gone. Yeah,
we didn't even get into
too goddamn depressing.
Didn't even get into comics yet. All right. Well, I guess we'll just we'll try him one more time. There we go.
Hello?
Hey, there you are. We lost you.
From the show?
What was that?
There I am.
Me from the show?
No, you just disappeared. I didn't touch anything. I don't know what happened.
Uh-huh.
We finished our video game talk. We quit because we were talking about video games.
No. Maybe my computer knew you guys were talking about it and cut me off.
You rigged your entire apartment to self-destruct when video games come up.
Yeah.
We didn't even get into comics yet. I can't imagine what you're going to do when we do that.
Yeah, I'm getting major choppy.
Choppy? Fuck. All right, well, thanks for listening, everyone. Is it still choppy?
Yes.
All right. All right. I just killed the Stickum room. How's that? Did that help?
Made it worse.
Did it?
Better.
I hate this show. God damn it. I'm just going to name the show Technical Difficulties. Any better? No?
No. I like it. It's a throwback to your technical radio days.
Sleep.
So there's a scam that I want to make everyone aware of. McDonald's is having a chicken McNugget scam, and I just want to make sure everyone's aware of this. So, yeah, the way it goes: 4 chicken McNuggets for $1, their value menu. That's all well and good. 10 chicken McNuggets, $5.20.
Oh,
so basically,
I got around that the last time I went.
You what?
I got around that. I got 3 4-pieces.
Exactly. That's what I was just about to say. You get 3 4-pieces, you pay $2 less, and you get 2 extra nuggets.
I think it's like that at Wendy's too.
It's that's how they make all their profit. They'd be out of business if everyone caught on to this. You buy a 20-piece, you're a super sucker. You get like 2.5 times as many chicken nuggets.
Do you get embarrassed ordering off the dollar menu?
Not at all.
No, I get embarrassed because I can never find the damn thing. And I'm just staring at the board like, where the fuck is the dollar menu? And every time I go in there, it's like smaller and smaller.
Well, the thing about McDonald's is I think they expect you to just have the menu memorized.
Yeah.
Because you're like 10 feet away from the line. They're already yelling, like, can I help you? Next. Like, you don't even get close to the register, and they're already yelling at you.
It used to be in the old days at the drive-thru, there was like the menu, and then you go around the corner, and then you order. Now it's like the menu is like 5 feet behind the window, and they're like, "Can I help you?" And you're like, "Hold on a minute. I don't even know what the fuck. I don't even know what place I pulled into."
And they get pissed if you take a second to read it because they're timed up there, and if you take too long, it looks bad on them.
Yeah. See, I think they do that on purpose though, because I think they know you're going to panic, and then you panic and look right to you're like, "Oh, I'll have the number one giant sized," instead of like doing the common sense get 10 things off of the dollar menu.
Right, because then you got to do your chicken McNugget math. See, that's part of their master plan, I guess.
Yeah. But they give me bad looks when I order like 6 things off the dollar menu. I can tell they think you're cheap.
Well, they should have such awesome deals on the dollar menu.
Yeah.
I mean, am I really going to get a Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe at Wendy's for $1, or am I going to buy their stupid normal burger for like $6.50 that's not much bigger?
Yeah, you go to Wendy's and you buy 5-piece chicken nugget off the dollar menu and a side Caesar salad. You cut up the nuggets, put them in there, you got a chicken Caesar salad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that.
It's a little smaller than the big one, but the big one's like $4.29.
You get $1 chili and $1 fries. You could dunk the fries in the chili. Pretty delicious.
Ugh. I don't know why you'd ever eat chili, but that's another.
Well, the chili.
You don't like chili?
No.
You American?
Bri's from a different planet.
That is crazy.
I don't like most things.
The burger meat from the chili is the burgers that they don't sell in time.
Do you know that one McDonald's hamburger has like pieces from 3,000 cows in it?
I did not know that.
You watch that documentary? Is that what that's all about?
Well, no. I was too lazy to watch it, but somebody told me about it.
Did you put it together?
Yeah, someone gave me that one piece of information, so I spew it as often as possible.
Was that Fast Food Nation?
No, it's
Food Inc. or something like that?
Yeah, Food Inc. I think it's based on Fast Food Nation.
Now, is that supposed to gross me out?
Well, here's my problem with it, is that's where the terrorists hit. There's like 8 suppliers of meat in the entire country, like major suppliers of meat. So all you have to do is taint one of those places where the meat's getting spread around to like 1 billion different burgers, and we're fucking done for.
Well, I think that's why they haven't done that, because they know if they fuck with our meat, they're dust. We'll just level their entire wherever they are.
No, we're not. We won't do that. We're pussies.
Yeah, and we've taken a pretty big hit at that point. Lost a lot of people eat these burgers.
Yeah, 300 cows. That's
If I was the government and the terrorists wanted to like mess with our food supply, I'd let them.
Why?
Let everybody fucking die from eating all that shit.
As we all talk about our special dollar menu order.
We're all slowly dying from it anyway. Let's just speed up the process.
That's a good point.
Well, I don't really eat McDonald's, so I don't care. Unless it's the same meat that they have at Wendy's, which I do eat from time to time.
I don't think any of it's really meat anyway, so...
Did you see that experiment where they left the hamburger patty in this dude's garage for it was from McDonald's for 10 years, and the color 10 years later is exactly the same as it was?
No, but I saw the end of Super Size Me where he did that with fries, and it wouldn't...
Oh, gross, same thing?
Yeah, well, it wouldn't grow mold, or...
That's great.
It was, completely edible, 6 weeks later. It was hilarious.
And they're still so good.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a Taco Bell fan myself, so I don't think the terrorists are going to go after their powdered meat. So I think I'm safe.
Grilled stuffed burrito.
Do you have and their new volcano burrito? So
that's good stuff.
Do you have a Checkers by you?
Yes, yeah, millions.
Oh, so good.
I like it.
Checkers.
You don't have that up there?
I don't.
Very Bri doesn't, and here they're very few and far between. I don't think there's any in Manhattan. There's one in the Bronx, which you probably don't want to go to, and then there's 2 in Long Island. And
yeah, but you live in Brooklyn. Why would you eat at any of these places?
That was a strike. Oh, fuck you. That was a strike.
What game are you watching?
You doing a show? The fucking Yankees. I love that the Yankees have to struggle in the 9th inning to beat the Washington Nationals. The three of us could beat the Washington Nationals.
Did you guys know that Sammy Sosa took steroids?
I was shocked by that.
Yeah, I saw that on the scroll yesterday, and I thought I was in a time warp back to 2004.
I couldn't believe a guy that hit 15 home runs a year and one year suddenly hit 70 was on steroids. I didn't see that one coming at all.
As a lifelong Cubs fan, I was devastated by the news.
Come on, you didn't know?
Ridiculous. No, of course not. It's ridiculous. It's only every fucking one of these guys. It's going to come out later that probably 75% of the league was on this stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All these guys running around. I didn't do... Give me a fucking break.
He's like, what? I thought everyone's forehead doubles in size when they hit 30.
Ridiculous.
What are they going to do with the Hall of Fame? Are they just going to not have a 10-year span of players, or are they just going to ignore it?
Yeah, basically all the people from 1990, since the strike ended to now, basically nobody's going to get in.
Well, but I don't get what about Sandy Koufax openly? I think it was Koufax openly admitted to that he used to pitch on amphetamines, and he was
all those guys
fucking. So how's that any different? I mean,
because it makes you worse.
Well, no, it keeps you up. It keeps you. If you take it right before, you'd be up for a while.
Well, you'd be more alert, but you're not going to be able to hit 500-foot home runs.
Well, he was a pitcher.
I know nothing about baseball. But, I don't know. People like Babe Ruth drank. That makes you worse.
But it's still Oh, yeah, no, it would be performance.
Dehancing.
Mm-hmm.
They should double his initiation in there. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just don't care that much. It's almost like if they want to do it, whatever. Wearing glasses is performance enhancing.
Yeah, I don't know where you draw the line. Do you let people just have a bionic arm, throw 200 miles an hour?
What if you have a heart transplant? You sure weren't going to be good before you had it?
You get Tommy John surgery, you get a ligament out of your ass that goes into your elbow.
Seriously, you have ass elbow.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where you draw the line. I think you could get a metal arm, throw 200 miles an hour, and, you should probably count that too. But then you'd need a bionic catcher, because he wouldn't be able to catch 200-mile-an-hour pitches. So he'd probably need a metal hand and some laser eyes.
I think the whole thing's going to be like Cyberball in 30 years.
They should just set up 2 TVs and just play MLB, 2K, whatever. Simulate the whole thing. They're pretty much simulation humans anyway.
That's true.
I don't know. Getting into sports, Joe Buck has a show. Did it start on Monday? Was that the first episode?
Well, what happened was it used to be Bob Costas' show, and I guess he either quit or whatever. He doesn't do it anymore. So Joe Buck took it over.
Before we get into this, what does everyone think of Joe Buck?
I think he's an annoying announcer, personally.
I find him somewhat annoying, but I'm not in the vocal minority of how much people hate him.
He's okay in football. I don't like him in baseball.
I think he's got like a good sports voice for for announcing, but he's Captain Obvious when he says shit.
Well, they all are. Yeah. I don't like him in baseball because when he does the playoffs and like the World Series and everything, it's like every call he tries to make it
seem more important than it is.
Yeah, no, it's like every call he tries to make it sound like all cliche and cute and everything. In case like it's on like one of those like MasterCard commercials in 10 years where like the 0-2 pitch to whoever is there it is, like every play it's like he gets all amped up like in case it's going to be the next big play that ever happens in baseball.
Yeah, you win like the wild card game 1 and it's Giants win. Just settle down, Joe.
Yeah.
Plenty to go.
And he's all right in football, I guess, but
in football he's the one that flipped out when who was it that made it like they were taking a shit with the ball or moon.
Oh, Randy Moss made it seem like he was mooning the crowd.
Yeah, and he went nuts about that, right?
Yeah.
He's also the guy with comments like, the Giants aren't going to win unless they score more points than the Cowboys. I'm like, thanks, Joe.
John Madden.
That's true. Madden made a franchise out of that.
Yeah.
Blowing Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm. Well, they all blow Favre.
I hate Favre. God, I hate Favre with a fucking passion.
Who are you a fan of?
The Jets.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say the Vikings.
No. I was very upset last year with the Favre signing, having to listen to his whining ass all year.
He's probably the most overrated player that's ever played football.
Probably.
I would
Double
agree
play.
with that.
Suck on that, Yankees. All right.
God, you are now a sports show.
No, but I think Brett Favre, everybody loves him. I don't know why, but he's so overrated.
It's because he's white. And good looking and shucks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, every quarterback is white pretty much. But
yeah, but the ones that don't go to jail are anyway.
But he's like the real guy. He's the guy you can put in the
man's man.
Wranglers commercial. They all want to be him, so they sit around licking his ass over and over, despite the fact that he's got like 7 touchdowns and 38 interceptions. Somehow they swing that into like, his leadership skill really kept them in that game at least.
Yeah, my dad
he can throw as fast as because he's Brett Favre, but nobody else can. Yeah, they totally, don't even acknowledge the fact that he was an alcoholic and hooked on painkillers and all that shit.
Seriously, that is never brought up at this point, which is crazy. I mean, he fought the league to be able to drink beer.
Wasn't he an adulterer too?
But
didn't he commit adultery a few times too? I thought he admitted to that in one of his.
I don't know.
I don't know, but anyway, my dad fell into the whole Favre hype thing, and when he broke the record for most interceptions ever, I gave him a call and congratulated him on that.
Brett Favre or your dad?
Brett Favre. I called my dad. If I had Brett Favre's number, I would have called him too.
Dad broke the interception record? That's awesome.
He was playing Madden a lot, and he did career mode. So anyway, Artie Lange was on Joe Buck's new show. I don't even. What the fuck is this show? Is it like a sports talk show? Because
since everyone else is talking about it, I guess we got to put our 2 cents in here.
Did you guys listen to the clip beforehand?
Oh, I watched it live.
I didn't watch it live because me, like the other 99% of the world, until this happened, had no idea that Joe Buck had a show on TV.
Yeah, exactly. And if I knew he had a show, I still wouldn't have watched it.
Of course, I seem to know the most about the setup to all this. I'll lay it out for you guys if you want.
All right, sounds good.
I had heard that I didn't actually know it was Joe Buck, but I'd heard something about Favre was going to be interviewed, and I was like, whatever. There's nothing else on TV, so I was on HBO and whatever, and Joe Buck, and I don't know what kind of show it was. It was weird. He had Favre. First of all, at the beginning, they were like, tonight's guests: Brett Favre, Michael Irvin, Chad Johnson. Artie Lange, Paul Rudd, and some schmuck from Saturday Night Live. And I'm thinking, why the hell are those three guys there?
Yeah.
And why are the first three guys? It's like, how many assholes can we squeeze into 1 hour?
Yeah, this is his premiere. Aren't you supposed to start off with a bang? Get some.
Yeah, it was weird. He came out and like did a stupid monologue and did some stupid bit that went terribly wrong. And he interviewed Favre, did this other bit that was bad, and then he had this like pre-taped interview with David Wright.
How long is this show?
It was an hour.
Jesus, unnecessary.
It was like a pointless interview, and then he Michael Irvin on, and then like he did this other stupid thing, and then he brings out Artie, Paul Rudd, and this other guy, whoever he was, and it was.
I'd never heard of that SNL guy in my life.
Yeah.
Jason
Sudeikis, yeah.
Sudeikis, yeah.
There's like three guys in SNL right now that are totally interchangeable, and he's one of those three.
I figured that. It was just a really like, and I'll admit this right now. Like, I'm a on again, off again Stern fan, and when he first went to Sirius, I bought Sirius, not totally for that, mostly because I was doing a job in my car 8 hours a day, and I listened to him a lot.
Investigator.
The first like 6 months, 8 months of when they were on Sirius was really funny and really just funny stuff that I'd never heard before, and I'm kind of a fan of Artie Lange. I mean, he's funny, I guess, at times, but it was just a really weird situation.
I guess I should preface it as a lifelong fan and Artie fan as well, but first of all, Costas, I think, did, when he was doing the show, he did have comedians on in his last segment too, which I don't think made sense then either. It was just bizarre having them out there. But, like, don't you kind of think they had to know? Joe Buck supposedly is a listener of the show. Don't you think they had to know what they were getting into?
It's just, I don't know. It just, first of all,
it was uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable. I was watching it thinking, what the fuck is this? I watched it for probably like 10 minutes, and then I shut it off. I was like, this is embarrassing. The crowd is just like, if you listen to Howard Stern's show and listen to Artie, the way he tells it, it was, they were roaring in the aisles, dying of laughter. Nobody was laughing. Everybody was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, no, it was like half and half.
He got a
like
big
people
laugh.
were dying laughing and then really uncomfortable for the other 75%.
I think what I would say mostly about it is that it was just not the right time or place for him to just like what was he trying to do? Like, why was he trying to take over the show and just be like this like I heard an interview with him yesterday. He's like, I'm an outlaw comic. No, you're not. You're a shitty comic who tells the same story over and over again. You're funny on the Stern show because you have a quick wit and you're a huge racist. So, you say racist stuff, which is funny. But, I mean, as far as a comedian, he's, below average, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. He sounded like a guy who had drank way too much and thought he was a lot funnier than he is. Kind of like this show.
Like, I could see you come out and you curse a little bit, but, like, the first words out of your mouth to be, like, suckingcock.com and, like, calling somebody motherfucker, like, you wouldn't go on Letterman or Conan or Jimmy Kimmel and do that. And I know that's not HBO. You can't swear anyway, but, he goes on to Kimmel a lot and he cleans it up. Like, why did he have to, like, be so, belligerent?
I think he was blitzed out of his mind, and I think he thought that this was going to be his shining moment, that he was...
I mean, who is he? Dice Clay coming out just putting a cigarette in his mouth and not lighting it? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So doesn't part of you think that after... I mean, I'm sure he watched the first 45 minutes of the show, which according to almost everybody was a complete train wreck. Mm-hmm. And that at some point he just said, this is awful, fuck it, I'm just going to go nuts on here and make a spectacle. Which is inappropriate. I'm not arguing that that's the right thing to do, but I kind of feel like he just thought, oh shit, I'm in a complete mess. I might as well do whatever I want with it.
Could be. I really don't know what was going on.
Why would he even care? I mean, it's not like he went on a comedy show. He went on like a sports roundtable show.
Yeah, but why? I mean, if you're going to say that, why have an SNL guy, Paul Rudd, and him in a segment? I mean, at that point, it is a comedy show.
Artie does, even though he doesn't really know anything, he does talk a lot about sports. He bets a lot on sports.
Yeah, but the first question Joe Buck asked Paul Rudd, at which point Paul Rudd looked horrified to be there. He's like, now I watch TMZ all the time, and they saw you at an airport, and they were asking you all kinds of questions trying to get you to say something crazy. What do you think about that? Like, what kind of fucking question is that for an interview?
Yeah. I
Joe
just thought
Buck,
the whole
he was
very
bombing.
out of place. And just very...
Well, let's play some sound clips, and then we can comment on those.
All right.
All right, let's hear a clip of this and see what the big deal is about.
TMZ is your favorite website? What's your second? Suckingcock.com?
That was the biggest laugh he got the whole show, by the way.
Yeah, and then because he got a laugh, so then he just kept it up. And...
Yeah, when you get a drunk guy
TMZ
going.
constantly. Did you see what Angelina was wearing today? What the fuck? How about going to a sports website, for Christ's sake?
That's
Jason,
where
would you
he
like-
started losing everyone. They were like,
Yeah.
okay, now you're just being an asshole.
You're just the drunk guy in the room.
All right, so the next awkward moment.
Jason, when we talk about fame and we talk about being plucked out of
Good
Oh,
nowhere.
wait, sorry. There we go.
Jason, when we talk
Yep.
about fame and we talk about being plucked out of
Good
nowhere.
segue.
Thanks. I'm telling
You're a
you,
regular
talk
Bob
about,
Costas.
you talk about scrambling for a segue. I just pulled a hamstring looking for some sort of segue.
I'll be pulling a hamstring later to fucking...
It wasn't even a joke.
Thank you for that.
He didn't
No, I
even
know.
finish it. Yeah, it's weird.
I want to be working construction by next Thursday, so I hate show business.
You're on your way.
How are you?
I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah, you're
He
pulling a
turned it into such a hostile thing when it wasn't.
It's like, I'll be pulling a hamstring, so will you. Okay, that's like... I don't know. These aren't even like funny jokes. All right, there's one last one where the crowd seemed like really awkward.
But Jack Buck was your father.
Correct.
And it wasn't like a lot of people think Louis Armstrong. It was your Jack Buck was your father.
True.
And
Is this gonna take a while? 'Cause
yeah,
This is,
yeah. Sorry to ruin your fucking great show.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
Well, the weird thing is that he's trying to play to the crowd, but it wasn't like it was his stand-up crowd or like a Stern crowd. It was just random people showing up to watch a sports talk show.
Yeah.
It was really awkward finding out later that Joe Buck's like 10 and 13-year-old kids were in the crowd too. Can't be the greatest thing in the world.
Oh.
But what do you think HBO, I think is salivating. They fucking love this, I would guess.
Oh, everyone's talking about it. They must love it.
I mean, this
problem
no
is
one would have been
Joe
talking
was-
about the Joe Buck show today or yesterday.
I had
whenever.
no idea he even had a show.
I wouldn't have known
Problem-
all year.
Yeah.
The problem is his next show isn't for 4 months.
What?
His next show is in like September.
Really?
Why did they do that?
I don't know. It's
Was-
like a 4-time-a-year show or something.
Oh, well, that's an ignorant move right there.
Yeah, who has a 4-time-a-year show? I mean,
I can't remember to turn back my clocks, let alone check in 4 times a year for Joe Buck. That's ridiculous.
I don't know.
even shows like South Park that are on like 12 times a year, like, I forgot about it for like the last 2 years. 4 times a year. Forget it. And I actually
So
like
that-
that show.
Joe Buck will die. That'll just disappear. We probably never see
Yeah.
it again.
If it gets canceled, nobody will probably know. They'll probably just think it's on another 3-month hiatus.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd did have, ironically, the funniest line of the night, I thought. When
The gay.
the gay
Gruesome
Pierre, yeah, I thought that was the great, because that was the first moment where you saw how uncomfortable the other 2 guys were, too. And they're just like, I don't even know why I'm here. And he threw that one out there, which was perfect.
Oh, no, Michael Irvin had the good line at the end. He said something about white-on-white crime.
Oh, yeah. I heard that, too.
Nice to see white-on-white crime or something like that.
I'm pretty sure Joe Buck was like kind of annoyed, but I don't know. I thought the whole thing was kind of blown out of
I
proportion.
think he was more annoyed that like Artie just wouldn't let him get a word in with anything else.
Yeah, I don't think it was so much what he said. I think it was the fact that he was talking so much and striking out on so many of his jokes. Like, I only played 3 clips, but he talks constantly, even when Joe Buck's asking everyone else questions. Artie
You know what
is
it
jumping
reminds me of? Now that I think about it, it reminds me of a real, well, I guess a real life, because it was real, a real version of like Celebrity Jeopardy from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like with like Norm Macdonald and or Burt Reynolds and Sean Connery just not letting Alex Trebek do anything. It's kind of like that.
The best one on that was when the category is therapist, and Sean Connery says the rapist. That gets me every time. So I saw another news story. You guys probably didn't see it because it was on the local New York news.
All right.
There's this mother. So Rob's the only parent here, so he might have a stronger view on this. She has her kids bring in permission slips when other kids want to bring in cupcakes for like a birthday or something. Because
how does she know?
Well, I guess sometimes when a kid's birthday is coming up, so she'll bring in a permission slip ahead of time. But
for her kids to be able to...
Yeah, for her kid to be able to eat the cupcakes. And then if she also has them bring in empty Tupperwares, so if she doesn't know about it, they can bring the cupcake home in a Tupperware so she can, I don't know, look at it or tell them when they can eat it or, whatever. She says that she doesn't want to have her life derailed by other parents feeding her kids.
Is she like some wacky
Do they have
religion?
food allergies?
No, they're completely normal kids. She just thinks obesity is a problem today, which it is, but she thinks that by her kids eating cupcakes, that they'll be more prone to obesity. I think they're more prone to wedgies and noogies. If they're packing up their cupcakes in little Tupperwares or handing in permission slips to ask if they can eat it, or I think they're in for a hell of a ride.
Plus, just mentally, what would that do to them? I mean, that's like, today's the day I got to take it in the Tupperware, and then it's depressing.
Yeah, you must hate when it's kids' birthdays in your school. These kids are in like 3rd and 2nd grade or something like that. Like they're young. So, I don't know. Like, would you ever even consider doing something like that?
No, not if it... I mean, if it were an allergy story, I would completely understand and not falter at all. And
Has nothing to do with allergies.
Yeah, but if it's nothing to do with that, you're just doing your kid more harm than anything because their self-esteem is just fucking going straight to the basement.
That's what I would figure, too. And at that young... The kids' metabolisms are so fast. Is a cupcake really going to do anything? It's not like they're eating cupcakes 3 times a day, every day. Like, it's for, How often did you guys have cupcakes in elementary school? Like, twice a month, maybe?
Yeah, I guess it'd be like 20 times a year, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
If everybody did it.
Is that really gonna make you a fat fuck? I don't think so. But
I would not. No.
This lady got an entire segment on the news, and she was saying how some companies are against obesity, but they have Pepsi as their sponsor, and they should not accept Pepsi as a sponsor if they're going to do that. And I'm like, well, Pepsi has Diet Pepsi, and Pepsi, what is it, Coke Zero or Pepsi Zero? They probably both have one, and. Or just don't drink 30 Pepsis a day, you fat fuck. I don't know. Fucking crazy parents. It's unbelievable that, like, the way they spun it on the news was that this lady was like, almost like a hero. Like, she's standing up for, kids' nutrition and stuff. She's really just a complete whack job, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, the cupcake thing's such a positive thing because at least everybody in the class gets one when that's happening, unlike like the friggin' Valentine's Day thing, which was always the most depressing thing ever for a little kid.
Oh, where you put a little basket in the front of your desk and you hope to get a card, but sometimes you just have an empty basket.
Yeah, because like we were the generation before every kid had to put a card in every other kid's thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So like I'd sit there like a fucking jerk in the back just praying to get 1 or 2 so I didn't get shut out. It's awful.
Yeah, exactly. If nobody liked you, you got no card.
I'm all for banning that. That's messed up.
That is messed up. I am totally against Cupcake Day, though. That was the happiest day of like the month.
Oh yeah.
some kid, because sometimes it would be a kid's birthday and nothing would happen, and then some days the parent would bring in like munchkins for everyone. And that was just fucking awesome. Depriving
My mom I used to like strawberry cupcakes like when I was really little. So she would bring strawberry cupcakes to my class on my birthday, which of course are pink on top. That never went well at all. Oh my God. Like looking back, I have to wonder what she was thinking.
At least she didn't dress you up in like bunny outfits for Halloween and shit.
I'm not even going to go into that mess.
What was your worst Halloween outfit?
Oh God, Elliot from E.T. Because that was just the laziest move my mom could have ever made. She just put a sweat jacket on me, and I have my bike.
Oh, okay, I thought you just parted your hair to the side and cried.
Oh, I pretty much had, yeah. Just tormented me until I left and made me very upset. Which was really cruel, too, because it was after... God, I'm going to drag your show down so far.
That's all right. We started off like that. Might as well end like that.
You can't go much lower.
E.T. can't... Yeah. You're going to regret me on... E.T. is the movie that my relatives took me while my dad's funeral was going on. And then the next Halloween, she dressed me as Elliot.
They couldn't have taken you to a comedy? Jesus Christ.
Well, and ironically, if you remember E.T., like there's parts in E.T. where they're reviving him with the, what are the shockers called?
Oh, yeah, the clear...
Yeah, stat clear.
Yeah, you're like 7, and you're like, my dad didn't have those.
I'm like, my dad just had that happen, you jerk-offs. Why are you taking me to this?
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
I know. You feel bad for the cupcake lady kids. What about me?
When I was 7, I had a really weird experience because this guy across the street was like, he was a teenager, and I was like, 5 or 6 years younger. So I was like 7 years old. And I don't know why, but he invited me to see Gremlins, and for some reason I thought it was the Brementown Musicians. I don't know if you remember that story. It's about a bunch of animals that learn how to play instruments and like form a band. So I thought I was going to see that. And when I got there, it was green demons like ripping apart people. And I had nightmares for it till I was like 14. Fucked up. I don't know why I thought Brementown, though. That's not even close, actually, when you think about it.
Mm-hmm. I've never heard of that.
You never heard of that? It's like a famous kid's story. It was like a dog and a donkey and I don't know, a whole bunch of stupid animals, and they each learned how to play an instrument. Probably the gayest story ever. Yeah, it was, it far from Gizmo riding in a Barbie car.
Wait, did no one else have horrible Halloween costumes?
No, I never really did.
I got saved by a Halloween costume. I was a mummy one year, and I wrapped my whole body in toilet paper. And all these big kids with eggs were like throwing it at all the little kids. And then they saw me, and they're like, well, what's the point? He's already cleaned up. So I totally got saved from that. I don't think I ever had like a really bad one, though. Yeah, no. That was... Probably shouldn't bring up topics where I can't participate, but...
I don't think I did either.
What else?
Do you still dress up?
Oh, yeah. I dress up every year.
Me too.
Yeah.
What have you been recently?
What was that last year?
Burger King.
You were the Burger King, Bri?
Always the Burger King.
No, you came over...
That's awesome.
You came over to my house as Alf. That was awesome.
That was awesome, man. That was a good one.
Where did you had a mask? Like an Alf mask?
Full bodysuit.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I had an Alf mask, and then my mom made the costume.
It looked like
store-bought. I was C-3PO last year, but it consisted of a cool C-3PO mask with a goldenrod-colored sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Did you have a gay accent the whole day?
I tried. It lasted like 35 seconds.
Oh, my. That was the gayest robot in the history of movies. If you were going to make this advanced multi-language speaking robot, would you really make it that homosexual?
kind of soothing.
There's got to be a gay in every movie.
That's true. He was cutting edge because every show and movie has the token gay guy now. So George Lucas kind of just slipped it in there without letting anybody realize.
Set the precedent.
Yeah, exactly. So what have I been recently? I've been Beetlejuice and Space Ghost and the Slim Jim guy. Those are my last three.
Who is the Slim Jim guy?
You remember the guy who wore like yellow suspenders and like the really long hair? Yeah, he
Not
was,
the Macho Man.
That's all I can think of is Macho Man.
He was right before Macho Man, where he would always go, "Eat me," and he had kind of like really long Slim. I guess his hair was made of Slim Jims or something.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I was that guy.
That's pretty random.
Yeah.
How'd that go over?
Pretty well, actually. Everyone was like walking up to me and going, "Eat me." And then every year in New York they have SantaCon, which is a Santa convention where like between 500 and 1,000 Santa Clauses get together and they go on this big bar crawl. It's like the rowdiest thing of the year, but everyone does a variation on the Santa outfit. So one year I was Slim Jim Santa, and I filled up the whole hair thing with mini Slim Jims, and I was like handing it out to kids. This year I was Space Ghost Santa. That was pretty sweet. You guys don't have that down there, do you? Well,
there is a SantaCon in Tuscaloosa.
Is there?
Yeah, that's where I went to school.
Highly recommend you go to that.
It's one of my buddies does it all the time. I've never done it, but I mean the numbers are obviously like 30 people as opposed to hundreds,
right,
or thousands.
It's pretty much the happiest day of the year, though. It's the greatest thing. I'm assuming it's not nearly as rowdy as the New York one, because it starts at 10 in the morning and it goes till like 4 in the morning. But
God,
yeah, still a good time. Like it's like the one day a year where I actually party hard now. I like train for like a month going up to it. It's tough.
By putting out more shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Having an excuse to drink. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait till I start my Friday show juice shows.
Show juice.
It's a lot harder on Wednesdays, man. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm ready for another drink, but I'm like worried. I'm like going to work with a hangover. I used to be able to go to work like drunk. Now it's like if I have a slight headache, I'm like ready to die.
Old sucks.
Yeah, so are we done with that stupid mom that doesn't want to have her life derailed by other parents feeding her kids?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, I think we vetoed her as real.
Completely insane.
Yeah.
If your life gets derailed by your kid eating a cupcake, you have a lot more problems than your kids eating a cupcake.
Yep.
Yeah. And Joe Buck sucks. What are you guys drinking tonight?
Water.
Bri, what happened to the Bri I used to know?
Oh, my answer's going to make me sound even worse. Red wine.
It's not worse than water.
No, that's true.
Like white water.
Oh, is it? White water?
Wine better.
Oh, okay. I'm not
you like white wine better?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
like a rarity.
Yeah, you're the first person I met that likes white wine better. Can't do
headache inducing.
Yeah, very. Can't do that.
Yeah.
I had sake for the first time last weekend. Is that weird?
What is that stuff? That's all I hear about.
I love sake. It's good.
I was a fan. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Went out for sushi.
It's actually not that good, though, but it's cool to drink it, I think.
You get those tiny little cups, and
yeah,
it's strong as hell.
But it tastes like medicine a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, I had two different ones. I had one that looked like wine, and that one was kind of gross. And then I had one that looked like milk, and that one was pretty good. So I just found a bottle of that, and they had it at Trader Joe's, so I bought a bottle. I should have been drinking that tonight, actually, but I'm not. That was good.
We make it too. Oh, sorry.
No, I don't know what you consider it. It's kind of like wine, but it's not wine. It's a strong...
It's like rice wine.
It's
made from rice, isn't it?
It's stronger than wine.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Crazy Asians.
Little cups are the key.
Yeah, they are. They are. I don't think I'm going to drink it until I get a little cup. Or maybe I'll just drink it out of a shot glass.
Yeah, our father-in-law gave us a sake set from Vietnam, so we always feel really cool using it. But sake itself is pretty rough.
Yeah, I think it definitely depends on what you have, because that second one I had was very rough.
Are you a big Trader Joe's fan? That place is the greatest.
I like it. It's just it's very hard to shop at because there's only one in Manhattan, and it's so busy. God. Yeah,
I can imagine.
Basically, you have to, the second you walk in the door, you wait online because it wraps around the whole store, and you just shop while you're like online, walking around the entire store on the line.
And then you just filter out into the registers at the end? That's awful. Oh my God,
yeah.
I'd go crazy.
Yeah, same thing with they have like a wine store next door, and you got to do the same thing. Wraps around the entire outside of the store, so you just pick shit while you're waiting online. And sometimes sometimes the line moves too fast, and like you panic and you start grabbing shit you don't even want because you don't have time to like stand there and look at it. For a guy with anxiety, it's very bad.
I'm actually drinking $2 Chuck tonight.
Oh yeah, in Manhattan it's $3 Chuck.
Yeah, it went up here too. It's $2.75 or something weird. But ours isn't. We actually drive 2 hours to go to it. It's ridiculous.
You get like a case.
That's a downside to the south. Oh, we get like 3 cases. Yeah.
You know the story behind that, right?
No.
$2 Chuck, for those of you who don't know, the guy's name is Charles Shaw, and he divorced his wife, and his wife gets half his earnings for like the rest of his life. So what he decided to do is make as little money as possible on his wine. That's why the wine bottles are $2. He makes it costs like $1.98 to produce. So he charges $2 so he doesn't make shit, so his wife doesn't get anything.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
It's so awesome. I think that's great. So I guess like the cost to make it went up, so he upped it to like $3, but like he's still making absolutely nothing just so his wife gets nothing. I think that's fucking brilliant, actually. Makes all the drinkers happy. She gets nothing. She must be so mad because he could be making, even if he charged an extra $1, he would be making so much money.
As much of that as they sell, too. I mean, every person that goes in that store comes out with a case half the time.
Yeah, and it's not bad either. It's actually pretty good wine.
That's very good. Yeah.
He could easily charge like $6, $7 a bottle, which I'm sure he emails his wife every week.
Yeah. What we made, what we could have made.
Yeah, exactly. He sends her a spreadsheet like every month. You got fucked out of $20 billion. That's awesome. I was going to drink Coors, but the can told me it was not cold enough. Yeah. Apparently I'm too stupid to just keep my beer in the fridge. I need the can to actually tell me when it's cold. Is that for real, or are they fucking with me?
Yeah, apparently your hand is not a good judge of knowing if a beer is cold.
Yeah, apparently the back of the hand doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, I mean, simple
it only works on my wife.
She's always ice cold. That's the position I'm in right now. That's fun. Sleeping on the couch tonight. No, but seriously, are they serious about the fucking can with the blue shit that appears when it's cold? Shouldn't they save all the money from advertising and improve on their actual flavor of the beer? Do they really need to let you know when it's cold? Or do people like actually fall for that and they're like, well, I better get that because how am I going to know if my beer is cold enough to drink?
Just to distract you from the shitty taste of Coors Light.
Yeah, they should just put quotes from Smokey and the Bandit on the side. See, that would make me buy it. That's the only reason I ever buy Coors in the first place, is so that I can live out my dreams of being a part of that movie.
that is a much better idea. I'm sick of their games, man. First they had the wide opening, so you can drink more at a time. Then they had the funnel tube. It was like a little crease in it that got rid of the air pocket. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember that. That's interesting.
I remember that.
When you flip open the can, there was like a little line that went up with it, and it was supposedly got rid of the air pocket. So then you could. All their gimmicks are about you being able to drink it faster, which I think is just so you don't realize how shitty it tastes. And now the third one is the can that the mountains turn blue when it's cold because you're too stupid to keep it in the fridge until it's cold. Or it tastes...
But why not go all out and just pack a funnel in with the 12-pack and do like actual beer funneling?
Yeah, exactly. Or
what's that? That's not what it's called. What the hell is it called?
Funneling?
Oh yeah, I guess it is funneling.
Yeah. Or
You
just
ever
have
do
like
that?
Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but I have done it. But I used an actual funnel. I did that in college, and I actually lost to a girl who was like 5'3" and like 100 pounds. We were doing keg stands, and she did a ridiculous keg stand. It was like 45 seconds or something. It was unbelievable. She was a freak of nature.
Well, I was like ridiculously good at funneling for some reason, which for a while seemed like a really cool thing in college until I realized that I'm really good at putting a fucking tube in my mouth and swallowing liquid, which seemed like something to not be all that proud of.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess it's better than doing that and then barfing.
Oh, I did that. Oh my god.
That was still me and Bri's big debate.
What?
We did Power Hour. Only we tried to see how long we could do Power Hour for. So I went like, what was it exactly? It was like 109 minutes, and Bri went like 120 minutes or something like that. But
No, you went longer than me.
Wait, what is Power Hour? Back up.
a Power Hour is where you do a shot of beer every minute for an hour.
Oh, cool. All right.
So it doesn't sound like a lot. Like the first like 10, 15, you're just like, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. And then you hit like 20 and you're just like, uh-oh. by like 40 minutes, you're just like, there's no fucking way this is possible. And
Yeah, the minutes go super fast.
you actually, it takes you the entire minute to pour the beer after like the 50th one.
And
it's always dreading it.
Yeah. And then if like you have to take a piss, then you end up having to like do two at once, and it's pretty tricky. Bri, you actually drank more than me, I believe, but you threw up. So that was our big debate.
Yeah.
Does it count that you went longer than me, even though you threw up, but I went less, but I didn't throw up?
I think it was the first time I ever threw up drinking, too.
Well, rightfully so, because that's like 6.5 beers in an hour, I think.
Yeah.
And I think, if I remember correctly, I did 101 and you did like 109, but you threw up.
I think, Jay, you get the win on that one. Because the throw up is like a reset.
That's what I
I
thought.
apologize for throwing up, though.
You did. We had a rule in our apartment where if you threw up, you had to say barf while you're throwing up. Because if you've ever said barf while you're throwing up, it's the funniest noise you've ever heard. And,
did you make it to the bathroom, or was this a public throw up?
No, I was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
the public ones are the best.
Yeah, they can be funny. But like this guy that I'm friends with, Henry, we were at a bar in the Hamptons, and he was sitting at, it was like half inside, half outside, and he was sitting at one of the outside tables, and he drank so much he threw up at the table.
That's awesome.
And the security guard saw him, so he tried to kick him out. And I was like on the dance floor. I was dancing, and he got up and he ran from the table through the dance floor. As he's passing me, he's like, "Jay, the security guard's chasing me. I'm running away." And he like ran past me and ran around back out. And he ended up sitting at a different table. And he threw up at that table. He kept like throwing up at different tables and like running away from the security guard and like moving over to a different table. He ended up throwing up at like 3 different tables before like I actually went outside and the security guard like explained to me how I have to like catch him and like put him in, like,
It's your
outside the
job
bar.
now. Great.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, he threw up there and there and there. Because every time the security would go over to him, he would, like, run away. It was so funny.
Oh, college was the greatest, though. The freedom to be able to throw up when drinking. Like, you never had a night where you would throw up drinking, like, before you went out because you guys were pounding so much, and then would still go out and drink after?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the greatest. Like, I couldn't do... Mentally, I couldn't do that now. But back in the day, that was like, all right, I just gave myself an extra 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I might have confessed to being bulimic on your show at this point.
Yeah, just the amount of blacking out that happened.
Oh.
Unbelievable. Like, once a week, twice a week.
I still like the night when we were all drinking and you and I decided to hide the rum bottle in my room.
Oh, that was epic.
I passed out, and then I woke up in the morning, and there was like 19 messages from Jay and his roommate on my machine, like, Bri, where's the rum? Where's the rum? What did we do with the rum? Who stole the rum? Who drank the rum? Oh, no, I think it was in your room.
Yep.
And I was just like, hey, we put it here so nobody else would steal it, remember?
Yeah, the very, like, we did like 5 or 6 shots, and then I covered the rum with like a sweater, and I'm like, nobody else.
Because we were trying to hide it from the other people so that we could drink it.
Right. We're like, when everyone else is, done with their drinks and they're looking for drinks, we'll have this like whole bottle of rum and we'll just drink it. We're like, brilliant. So I just threw a towel over it. And then we go out, we're hanging out for a couple hours, and then like, we leave the party, we go back to the dorms. I can't find the rum, and I'm like, somebody stole my rum. This is so fucked up. And I'm like knocking on all the doors.
Get the alcohol anger going.
Yeah. I'm like asking
I come
everyone.
in the next morning, I'm like, all right, guys, we going to breakfast? You're like, no, somebody stole our rum. The night was ruined. And I like pull the sweater up, like, Jay, the rum's right here.
Yeah, Bri just like lifts it up. He's like, it's right here where we put it, like before we went out. Like, okay, I should probably not drink that much anymore till tomorrow. And I've learned a lot from my lesson, apparently.
Yeah.
As you're clearly pouring yourself another Captain Morgan's.
You guys can hear that?
And you won't remember any of this tomorrow, which might be a good thing.
I have only blacked out once during a show.
Me too.
Episode 30. I will never listen to it. It was my 30th birthday, and I decided it'd be fun to drink 2 40s on my birthday. And I have no idea what was talked about that episode.
I don't remember the last show when I called in.
I think that was a shitty episode, actually. I don't know. It was very mellow. I don't know if it was shitty, but it was very, very mellow. That was the one where Bri saved us by calling in the middle, but like we had like a serious debate for like an hour. I don't even...
But you don't even know about what?
It was 2 things. We were talking about music, and we were talking about how sports have gotten shittier because the reffing is so much more aggressive, where if you do a hard foul, like you get a technical or get suspended. So we went...
No, yeah, I could see how that would need saving.
Yeah, but like we got really serious and intense about it for like an hour. Not great. Not like the carefree college days where we can do 3 hours of Muppet bullshit and nobody cared.
Yeah. The good old days.
Brian and I did a college radio show, and we played 3 hours of Muppet and Sesame Street records.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It played in the student center. You'd actually be surprised. Like, I thought people were going to get mad. We actually got requests. People were requesting Rainbow Connection by Kermit the Frog.
Great one.
Ain't Easy Being Green.
The guy who ran the station loved it, so he put it on a auto loop tape for when people didn't show up.
Right. If people called in sick, like they would play pre-recorded shows, and that was like the main one that got played.
You know somebody on campus had a Muppet party at some point because of that.
Yeah, they got to.
Coming dressed up as, who's the blue guy who plays the saxophone in the band?
Zoot.
Has the weird hat. Oh, yeah, that guy. He's awesome.
I'm in a volleyball league, and one of the other teams was named the Electric Mayhem, and I was so jealous. I was so jealous. Such a great name. They were actually a really good band. They should have came out with an album.
That whole, the first Muppet movie, the entire CD is good.
Yeah,
It is.
definitely.
It's really good. Moving right along. If anybody's not familiar with the original Muppet movie soundtrack, good shit. What else is in there? Does that have Rainbow Connection?
Rainbow Connection's
Rainbow
on
Connection,
it, yeah.
Right along. Can you picture that?
Can you picture that?
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
I hope that something better comes along. Rolf,
Mhm.
Kermit.
Yep.
Yeah, where he's all depressed, drinking.
That's a sad song.
Mm-hmm.
The song at the end about the movies. What the hell is that one?
The Magic Store.
Yeah, even that's not bad.
Oh, and Gonzo has a sad one too.
I don't like that one.
Gonna go
I know
back
what you're
there.
talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not a Gonzo fan.
Really?
I feel like I'm supposed to be, but he gets on my nerves.
I'm not an animal fan.
Really?
Me neither. I'm with you on that one too. Overrated.
Animals like Elmo. He's just overrated.
Ah,
I agree he's overrated, but he's still got his
Good
moments.
That's a good comparison, though.
It
because
is.
Elmo is ridiculous. He's only a good toy. He was never a good character.
Elmo's a piece of shit. He stole the spotlight from Telly, who was fucking awesome.
I love Telly. Telly and Harry Monster.
Yeah. Telly and Harry was where it's at. And Elmo just totally blew them out of the water. And it's not right. Did I just lose everyone?
No, still here.
Thinking. But that first Muppet movie is, like, if you go back and watch it now, it's still ridiculously funny. I mean, for adults, it's probably even funnier.
It's hilarious, and it's just good. It really is.
Steve Martin's little cameo is probably... I use the, would you like to sniff the bottle cap line? Like, every time I go to a fancy restaurant, I do it to my wife. And
So good. So
and
good.
do not get laid that night, but still worth it.
Worth it. Worth every moment of it. So I guess you didn't like Muppets from Space, huh?
I petered off a little bit after the New York one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw Muppets from Space.
I don't think I did either. I think I was out by then.
I think it's very good, actually. I didn't like a lot of their stuff until that. Yeah, I agree. They petered off a lot after Muppets Take
Drastic.
Manhattan because they
Well,
kept doing
they
like
tend to-
stories. It wasn't actual movies. It was like, oh, the Muppets do a Christmas Carol, or oh, the Muppets are Cinderella. But Muppets from Space was an actual real
Well,
Muppet
that's
movie.
because the last one Jim Henson did was Muppets Take Manhattan.
Yeah, exactly. But Muppets from Space was a real Muppet movie. The only complaint I have of that, the soundtrack is good because it's like an all-funk soundtrack, but there was no original songs, which was the charm of
Oh,
the
that's
originals.
lame. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a setback.
But the beginning scene is Brick House, and it's just all them like getting up and like getting ready for their day, and it's a very cool montage. But yeah, it's the original songs is what made the first couple movies.
So what's better, Muppets or Sesame Street?
Oh, Muppets is way better. I have all 120 episodes of the Muppet Show.
Really? The
Yeah.
DVDs or...
I have the first.
Bootleg.
Well, I think only the first 3 seasons are out on DVDs. I have obtained the 4th and 5th seasons, and they got weirder and crazier as they went. So I think those are the better seasons, the 4th and 5th. And Fraggle Rock, same thing. Got all those.
Oh, Fraggle Rock's so good.
I probably have one of the biggest Muppet or puppet collections ever, and it's a little creepy, but
That's good, though. When you have kids, that's all you're not going to want to show them the shit that's on today.
my kids are going to be so fucking happy. I have so much shit for them to watch. And I'm going to be happy because I get to watch all these episodes again. My girlfriend, not as much into the Muppet Show. Kids, they're going to be the hugest Muppet fans.
Doesn't like Muppets and she doesn't like beards.
She hates beards. That's going to be a problem.
Do you have a beard? Hang on, I got to look again.
I do.
I have had a beard. She keeps getting me to shave it now.
It doesn't bug you? I can't keep... I'm, like, permanently scruffed, but I can't keep a beard for... Like, if I go 2 weeks, I start really freaking out.
You got to get over that 2-week hump because it gets
Yep.
really itchy. And once you get over it,
Settle and you're good to go.
it's like you always have a pillow on your face. It's comfortable as shit. You just got to get over that 2-week hump.
Yep.
You know what I never understand? And this probably comes from never having a dad teach me how to shave.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a beard, where are you supposed to shave the bottom part? Like, is it like right after your cheek turns into your neck? Is it you just
Maybe
let
like
it go
half
as
inch below that?
you just go neat across?
I go a half an inch below the neck, half an inch below the chin line.
Yeah.
Because if you have any excess weight, that half an inch will cover it up, and then you.
Oh, the double chin.
Yes, it covers up the double chin, but you still don't have the neck beard, which you don't want.
The neck beard isn't itchy. That's a killer.
It's a killer, and it looks like shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, half an inch below the jawline is where you want to go.
Yep.
And then you use a trimmer on the rest of it?
When I trim it.
Yeah, like I have a buzzer, and I just take off all the clips from it, and I would buzz everything that's not the beard. Like if you have a hair buzzer where you say you keep a beard.
Well, that's because Jay's afraid of razor blades.
Well, that too, but I didn't shave with a real razor blade until I was like 23. But say you grow a beard and you keep it at like a 3 on like the hair buzzer settings. You take off all of them and you just shave without it. You buzz your neck with that. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
Okay.
I'm contemplating if I want to do it.
Do it.
I highly recommend it. Yeah.
You'll never regret it if you do it.
Yeah. Beards are awesome.
I don't think my wife likes it though.
Oh, who cares?
Isn't that that's always the thing? The women just don't like the beards.
Well, would you though? Do you prefer
a
shaved vagina or a non-shaved vagina?
A vagina's a vagina. I don't give a shit what's around it.
You see, I would think all right, the shaved is good, the stubbly is bad, and then a neatly trimmed one is fine. And I would think the same thing about the beard. Yeah, the stubble sucks, but once you grow it into a beard and it's soft, I think that's fine.
So if they just let it go down there, it'll get soft eventually.
It'll get soft, and then you just trim it. You could still have it kind of long, but if you trim it so it looks nice, it's still soft and it looks fine.
Yep.
I'm totally down with that. I don't need completely shaven all the time. That's
all the time.
Well, change it up a little bit. It's if you're not going to have a new woman, you might as well.
No, I was just going to say you're clearly not married yet.
No, but I do have a live-in girlfriend.
Yeah, but some of these options you're talking about, when she becomes the live-in wife, will no longer exist.
Yeah, like what? The beard or her vagina hair?
Both. Choices,
yeah.
If she's mixing it up for you right now, I would not count on that post-nuptial.
Well, she's not.
Your opinion won't matter post-nuptial.
My opinion doesn't matter now. I am a slave in my own apartment.
Yeah, living, it's the same thing. I mean, at that point.
I am shackled beyond belief at this point. So,
but would you ever, for your kids, would you ever tell them not to live in with their girlfriend before marriage?
Absolutely not. I highly recommend it. Because at this point, I'm like, well, now we figured out we have shit we have to work out. And we're not going to get married until that shit gets worked out. And so that's the same exact reason I would tell my kids to do the same thing. You gotta, people are different. Like, dating is fine. You see somebody even 4 times a week. That's one thing. You live with somebody, that's a whole different story. You gotta know. Yeah, you gotta know that shit before you get married. I mean, I know it's against the Bible, but not everyone. I don't believe in that. So I think you got to know somebody really well before you make that decision, or else the rest of your life is going to be miserable.
I would insist that my son A, live with the girl, and B, have sex with her before marriage.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But you have to fuck before you marry her. Because what if either of you suck? You're going to be miserable for the rest of your marriage.
It's just financially too big a risk. Those are 2 things you need to make sure are working out for you. If those are working out for you, then you got a decent percentage of making it work.
Yep.
So at least give yourself that advantage. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And even if she's the first one you slept with, I still recommend finding a second just to make sure. Maybe you think she's awesome, and then...
well, you don't know, yeah.
Right. Then you have that second, and you're like, well, maybe I have to reevaluate my situation.
Plus, who's going to be really impressed with you the first time, even from their point of view?
Yeah, that's true too. You got to develop some skills.
Yeah.
I mean,
watching porno alone is not going to give you the skill set you need.
Not remotely the same thing.
I should say I'm in no way implying I have any skill sets whatsoever.
No, but I mean, they may have been even worse if not for prior.
They were. Vouch for that.
Exactly. So, I mean, she gets on my case about, you've had, all these, previous girlfriends. I'm like, well, it'd probably be pretty boring for you if I didn't.
You should thank God, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You should email each of them individually and be like, well, I'm glad you did that because Jay learned how to do that.
Jeez, you think she's getting mad at you for the amount of girlfriends you've had. I could just imagine somebody getting mad at me for the number of women I've had.
That's what I try to explain. I'm like, listen,
oh God,
I know we have different cultures. She's from Thailand, so they're a lot more not they don't do that around over there. And I'm saying over here they do it a lot more, and I am actually on the lower end of the scale. So you should appreciate that. Doesn't work out though. No, doesn't.
Yeah, they never see it your way.
No.
Brian's been awful quiet on his prowess.
Well, yeah, we're gonna keep it that way.
Slow burner, but I don't know. Bri has been keeping a low whatever level about that for a while now.
Yes.
I can't tell if he's playing it cool or he's playing it like he used to do in college.
What did he do then?
Nothing.
Like he said nothing or he did nothing?
Both.
Oh.
My game's gotten better since college.
See, I knew he was playing it sly.
That's all I'll say.
That's probably a smart move, though. It's not like either of us gained any points with anybody based on what we've said.
Yeah, that's true.
I basically admitted I went from like a 2 to a 4 on the prowess scale, so that's not going to line anyone up.
I went from like a 1 to a 3, so...
I'm kicking your ass.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. Alright, so we got Muppets done.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we got that done.
It's out there.
I don't know. Do you guys got anything else you want to...
Did you see The Hangover yet?
No. Can we...
I haven't either.
You haven't? You
Who, me?
Oh, you have?
I saw it, yeah.
Can we take a 30-second break?
All right.
All right, so I'm in complete trouble here. I don't really know what I did. I came home. I unloaded the dishwasher, and then I started playing Rock Band. And girlfriend came home like an hour later. Immediately complained that I left my pants on the floor, and then started screaming at me because Rock Band was being played too loud. Where the remote was completely within reach of her to just lower it. So the screaming got me pissed off, so I started yelling back. And now we're in separate room mode. So, I don't know.
You want to get her in here and I could talk you guys through it?
She's on the phone with a friend right now, and she would probably murder me if she knew this was a subject of talking.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It would make for great
plus
radio.
Plus, I'm not drunk, so I can't be my negotiator.
Yeah. Whenever we got drunk in college, Bri was always my attorney. Bri's a very good negotiator when he's drunk.
It's like Dr. Gonzo and Raoul Duke.
You just totally lost me.
Fear and Loathing.
Dr. Gonzo?
Yeah, isn't that what they called him? Somebody was called Dr. Gonzo in that movie.
Rob?
Hello?
Did we lose Rob?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm on mute. God, I was giving you gold the whole time, and I was on mute. Oh, Dang it. You got to edit back in these jokes.
Well, what were those jokes?
I was telling you that if he got your girlfriend on, that I was going to tell her that you were telling us that you were a 9 with other girls. Which now, out of time, seems a lot less funny, unfortunately.
Still pretty funny.
So what you're gonna cave, right? You're gonna finish the podcast, finish your drink, and then you're gonna go and go, I'm sorry that Rock Band was so loud.
Of course he is.
No.
Oh, you're gonna fight it out? Mm-hmm. That's not good.
No, I'm not gonna fight it out. I'm just gonna go to bed.
Worse
than fighting it.
They want you to fight.
I don't want to fight. I'm a pacifist.
Yeah, but they don't like that. They want to know you care enough to fight.
Why does everything have to be like an analyzing, like...
Jay doesn't care enough to fight.
Well, I mean, it's not even a matter of caring. It's just why does everything have to be like a chess match? It's always like... All right. So if I say...
Jay, you know what you should do? No, this is what you should do. Take your pants off. Go out there, throw your pants on the floor, and tell her she's talking too loud on the phone.
Do I have underwear on under these pants?
I don't know.
And can you wear the mic out there when you do this?
Since neither of us are there, it doesn't really matter what you're wearing under your pants.
That's true.
I do need a portable microphone thing.
Tell her to keep it down. We're trying to do a podcast.
Call her in there and do it. I don't mean to call you scared, but I'll say you seem a little scared.
Well, he knows my ideas always backfire.
No, there's no way this ends well, but it's funny.
Bri's good as an attorney, but when he's sober and he's trying to manipulate, that's a totally different story. Manipulator Bri, much more evil than attorney Bri.
Well, what's the worst that can happen? You're not talking anyway.
Well, that's what I figure.
She could throw a bottle at him. She could throw the phone at him.
I don't care. I got a lot of meat left over right now. No, the thing is, I don't even know. It's like the whole thing is just a chess match. And like, if a girl says like, if you ask a girl like, what do you want to do for dinner? And they say, I don't care. That really means, like, it could mean any of 8 things. That could mean, like, I want you to pick the place, or I don't want to go out to dinner, or, you know, I do want to go out to dinner, and it better be Italian or I'm going to get pissed. It could mean... Right. And, like, you know, if you say that to a guy and he goes, I don't care, it really means I don't care. It just means pick what the fuck we're eating, and we'll eat it, and that's fine. And that is the annoying thing. And they don't understand that either. Because I tried to explain, like, if I say, like, you know, whatever we're doing, it doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter to me. But there's always double entendres on the other end, so they don't just, it doesn't compute.
See, my pity for you lies in the fact that you're still ambitious enough to believe that this won't be the rest of your life, whereas in reality, at some point, and this is
you'll be looking back on this fight like, wow, that was a good one. I long for those days.
Well, mainly because you're able to put up a fight. In the future, what that becomes is, yes, dear. Okay, dear. And you don't even fight. You just lose. You just go with losing.
All right. Well, my question to you is, when is the exact moment your will breaks? Is it before you even propose? Do you just say, like, she broke my will?
I think it's the day you buy the ring.
Things take a change then.
You fork over all that hard-earned money and that stupid rock.
Well, you're roped at that point. But then you have, like, a good year after the wedding where she'll still humor you that you are somewhat in charge. But that goes away, too.
Not every time, though. Just every once in a while, I see you think, like, the tide's changing, right? 'Cause that's what I get now. Like, usually I'm not in control, but every once in a while, it's like I'm totally in control, and I'm like, yeah, this is cool.
No, that's her controlling you and keeping you there by making you think that.
Right. But then at some point, you realize that you actually have absolutely no control whatsoever. But that's after you get married, you're saying?
Well, it's a slow build,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or a slow decline, I guess is probably a better word.
Mm-hmm. So you're like, oh, you know, once a month, I'm gonna dictate what we're doing and what's going on, and then eventually, like, well, maybe sometime this year, and then after a while, you're just like, all right, she's the boss. I'm just gonna go around and try.
But the positive is, after a while, she won't want you around that much, so she'll start giving you stuff to do that you like to do to get you away.
Really, I'm looking forward to those days.
So if like you like going to see superhero movies and she doesn't, she'll be like, why don't you go see Wolverine today? You're like, well, fuck yeah, all right, working out pretty good.
Really? Well, so far, right now, it's the opposite.
That's usually so they can fuck the mailman.
Damn it. That's actually probably a valid point.
I mean, yeah, hey, why don't you go away for 3 or 4 hours?
Our mailman's rather handsome, too.
When I get home, I'll be washing our sheets.
Oh, God.
They were dirty, I swear.
Yeah.
Touche.
Well, this webcam light on the Mac is pretty subtle. Maybe I could just leave that on.
You don't want to see that.
I don't, but I also don't want to... I don't know. You're fucked either way, huh? That's just it, huh?
Yeah. You're breaking up again, by the way.
Okay. I opened up Stickum. It's off now.
You got crazy.
All right, I just closed Stickum. How's that? Is that better?
Better.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah, I just closed it. Apparently, Stickum is the Antichrist of websites. There's this guy, Leo Laporte, that's on there, and they give him an HD feed 24 hours a day, so he uses up all the bandwidth for the site, so everyone else sounds like shit when they go on.
Did you see his blow up?
Yeah, it wasn't really that blown up.
No, but for him, who's like Mr.
Zen.
Sweet radio guy, I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah. It was amusing.
I love Twit.
Yeah, you have a pretty funny twit, actually. You have 2 twits. What's your twits? Plug them.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about Twit, the show. It's, This Week in Tech. But I do. I have Uncanny X-Cast, which is our Count Nefaria Twitter, which is a terrible idea on so many levels.
I think it's funny.
And then Hank Scorpio CEO, which is my personal one, which is even less exciting than a fake vampire.
But an awesome Simpsons reference.
True, it is. Globex Corporation.
Season 8.
He did have a beard. He wore Birkenstocks.
Back when The Simpsons was funny.
Oh, when did you give up?
Season 11.
Oh, that's actually almost exactly where I did.
Because that's almost exactly where it started sucking.
Was Frank Grimes in season 11?
No, Frank Grimes is season 8.
8 or 9, yeah.
8.
God, that's got to be the greatest episode ever.
Probably one of the funniest episodes of all time, yeah. All right. Can you guys do like a top 5 Simpsons episodes? I'll start. See if you guys can think of it. If you can't, that's cool.
Okay. All right.
This is in just top 5, no particular order of the top 5. Because that would be way too hard. I'm going to go with Frank Grimes.
Me too.
Cat Burglar from, I believe, season 7. Clown College from season 6, where Homer joins Clown College. I'm going to maybe go with Halloween episode 5, where they do The Shining and Homer builds the time machine.
Yep. I'm actually anti-Halloween episodes for the most part.
I just thought that one was really, really
good. It was a good one.
Yeah. And for the 5th one, I think I'll go with the one where the Simpsons go to New York.
Oh,
that's in my top 5 because I feel about New York the way Homer does.
You do. Bry's come to visit me exactly 3 times since I moved to New York 5 years ago. And, one of them was for a Beastie Boys concert where we both blacked out, so it doesn't really count.
That
Which is
one
kind of
definitely
annoying.
is in my top 5.
I always wanted to see them, and I blacked out during it, so it doesn't really count.
They're back around. They're doing a bunch of festivals this summer.
Their new album really stunk.
Which Which one?
5 Boroughs, that was really bad.
I don't mind it.
I didn't
Really?
think it was great.
I can't think of one memorable song from the whole album.
They did kind of get to that point, though, where they were only... Most albums had one memorable song, and that's about it.
I loved Hello Nasty. I liked almost every song on that.
Really?
Yeah. My favorite album by them.
Better than Paul's Boutique?
Paul's Boutique is my second favorite. I am in the vast minority where I thought their first album was like on the bottom of the barrel.
I love that one, but I think it's a lot of nostalgia.
That's why I rank it down there. I think a lot of the hype is just from memories.
Yeah, like I'm not throwing Brass Monkey on my iPod, but put me in the right situation at a bar and it comes on, and I think it's terrific.
Right. Exactly. And anybody else want to throw out a top 5 Simpsons?
Thinking.
I am
New
too.
York is definitely in there.
Brian and I used to have a contest where when the beginning came on, we would see who can guess what episode it is first.
Based on the chalkboard?
Anything. Just whoever, if it took 5 minutes, it took 5 minutes. Bri usually guessed it by the chalkboard, but when they started showing repeats, they would use the same chalkboards over and over.
Yep.
So it got harder. But Bri would usually guess it within 2 or 3 frames of the episode. I think you almost tripled me.
Trash of the Titans is definitely in my top 5.
Okay, that one's a great one.
Garbage Man, that was a classic.
That's where Springfield moved over like 30 yards or something. They moved the whole town over, and the Indians were crying at the end.
And in keeping with our theme of the night, that's another great Steve Martin cameo.
Forgot
Ray
he was
Patterson.
Even in that. Yeah, I forgot he was even in that. It was one of the ones that are up there is the Homer Goes to Space.
Yes.
That's in my top 10.
Milhouse's parents splitting up.
That's a very good one.
That's a classic. I have a soft spot for Milhouse.
Stampy the Elephant. That's in my top 10.
That's a good one.
So many, but they're all like in the first 10 seasons.
I VHS recorded the first
they're in like
9
the
seasons.
3rd through 10th. The first 3 seasons are kind of like
They're rough. Third season, there's a couple winners, but the first 2 are pretty.
Whacking Day is a good
beautiful.
one too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Flaming Moe's.
Whacking Day was 3rd season. Yeah, I agree. The first 2 were rough. There's maybe like 1 good one in the first, maybe 2 good ones in the second. After that, it starts getting really good.
Yeah. Flaming Moe's is definitely in my top 5.
Yeah, that's classic. Whacking Day, that was a good one.
The baseball one's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Colonel Homer.
That one's all right.
I like that one.
Marge on the Run, that one's pretty good. Whatever,
Yeah.
I forgot what the title of that one is.
I don't remember that one. Is that one where she was friends with that other chick that was always...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Plow.
Oh, that's in my top 10. Yeah, I bet most of the people listening don't even know any of these episodes because they probably started watching like season 12.
Yeah, this is just dead air at this point.
Which is kind of depressing because you should really just watch seasons 3 through 10 and then just stop. There is a big debate about season 10, though.
There's what?
A big debate about season 10. Is that still when they were good, or was that when they totally jumped the shark?
I'm looking right now at the list. It does get pretty rough there.
It's about half and half in my book.
Yeah, I can see some good ones. The mom and the art one, Homer as the outside artist, that was pretty funny.
Tomacco was pretty good.
Tomacco's great. Oh, that might be in my top 5.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Homer the truck driver, where he tries to eat like the side of beef.
Oh, Greenhorn. Yeah, no, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's some pretty strong episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the one where at the beginning he goes to the Isotopes game and he leaves and then he the first pitch and then he leaves and then they win the title and they go on that they're driving through the school and everything.
Oh yeah. That was fucking hilarious. Him and Lenny and Carl and I think
Barney,
Barney get wasted and they drive through like the high school halls.
That's a great one.
Yeah, that one's fucking hilarious.
There's season 10's pretty strong. The Max Powers episode is in there.
That's what I think. I think that episode is pretty. That season is pretty strong. I used to do YouTube videos with this other guy, and he thought 9 was the last good season, but we always had this big battle about season 10. I think season 10 is pretty strong.
Does making you talk about it then make you go, well, maybe I should start watching the new ones again?
It does, but then after one episode, I'm like, no, this is shit. This is.
There's been a couple of good ones. Like if I'm around and there's nothing on, which there's usually nothing on at 8:00 on Sunday, I'll put it on, and if it holds my interest, I'll watch it. There's been over the past 3 or 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 episodes I thought were pretty funny.
Yeah, but 1 out of 24 is shit.
That's awful. Yeah.
I agree.
Those are the ones I've seen. I mean, I haven't seen all of them. I'm just saying the ones I've seen, probably 3, 4, 5.
I haven't
but you
seen
can
all of them.
That ratio probably exists on according to Jim too, which is saying nothing.
Yeah, that's always my theory with bands. Every band, no matter how shitty, has one good song, and I equate that to 2 Simpsons episodes. Every season's got to have one good episode, but I'm not going to watch 23 shitty episodes to see one good episode. Just like I'm not going to sit through an entire Green Day album to hear that one good song.
Yeah, just wait and have people tell you
they don't have any good songs.
Also true.
But Green Day doesn't have any good songs.
Yeah,
I like 2.
Yeah, I probably like one old one. Now they don't.
They have that one. Their new song. They just repeat the same line over and over again for a whole song. That's great. Glad they've advanced so much after their 8 albums.
It's experimental.
Mm-hmm. They're cutting edge. Although compared to the rest of the rock that's out now, it's right on par with everything. Rock has really gone to shit. What do you guys listen to? I know Bri was... Well, Bri used to be into the heavier shit. I don't know what you're into now.
I don't even listen to music anymore. I listen to older, 90s stuff. I don't really listen to anything new.
What about you, Rob?
I listen to weird stuff. I'm a big They Might Be Giants fan.
That's the band we saw for free, Jay?
Yeah. I've seen them twice live, and both times they were awesome, but I downloaded their discography, and they don't really carry over well.
Some of it's a you had to catch it at the right time kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you listen to their first album now, it's weird. It doesn't seem right, but in '83 when it came out, there was nothing like it, so it was kind of a different situation. But yeah, I'm big into them. I'm not going to win any manly points by saying I'm a big Morrissey and Smiths fan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I listen to a lot of indie stuff now.
MGMT?
I like them, yeah. My wife's she listens to them more, but I like them all right.
Pretty good.
I like the Hold Steady, stuff like that.
I like Massive Nights by them. That's about it. Then I think there's one song by Clap Your Hands, Say Yeah I like.
I like one song by them too. Yeah. The one Upon a Tidal Wave or something.
I like By the Skin of My Yellow Southern Teeth.
Don't remember it.
It's pretty good. There's some good bands out now. I feel like if you're a good band, you have no chance of making it on normal FM radio anymore, though.
Does anyone listen to normal FM radio at this point?
I thought nobody did, but surprisingly, lots and lots and lots of people do. Because I tried to have conversations about music to people at work, and they all just listen to the generic top 40 radio station.
That's horrifying.
And it's all just Pink and whoever's in the top 2 or 3 in American Idol, and it's just all complete shit. And there's a few really good bands out there right now, just nobody listens to it.
I'd say I get 90% of my new music from blogs at this point, or some form of online consumption.
You got to. Dandy Warhols, can't praise them enough. Brilliant bands. You won't hear them on any FM radio station, though.
Nor did you ever, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think ever. I actually, so for the I found out about them on Conan O'Brien. But that was when it was on at like 1 a.m, and nobody really watched the show.
Aren't they part of that documentary Dig?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see that. That got good reviews.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
No, I have it on tape, but I downloaded it or ripped it from Netflix, but I haven't watched it yet.
So good. How do you rip something from Netflix?
You get a ripping program online and just put it in and make an ISO file and put it to DVD.
Really?
And that's a legal tip for the day, everybody. Yeah.
Wow.
DVD copy. I think it's called, right? Or DVD shrink or something?
Yeah, I use DVD shrink. That's the one I use. But yeah, DVD X copy was one of the old ones. It's quite easy. And once you get into it, it's very methodical. I get 3 DVDs, rip them, send them back the next morning, and you're good to go.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I highly recommend watching the movie. It's really, really good. I saw both of those bands live. It's Dandy Warhols and Brian Jonestown Massacre. 2 of the best bands that are out right now. It's pretty damn good.
I had no idea they were both still around, to be honest.
Yeah, Dandy Warhols came out with an album last year. Brian Jonestown Massacre did also, but it was really bad. But their first, 8 albums were just phenomenal. Highly recommend you check that out. Yeah, I knew about that program. Oh, so you actually took the discs out from Netflix and then copied them?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you had a hack into their site.
Oh, no, not the instance. No.
Okay.
Just basic. I think 90% of people on Netflix are doing that at this point.
Yeah, but if you take a disc out and return it the very next day, if you do that too often, they catch on and they start delaying your shipment for your new DVDs.
I've heard that, but I haven't had that happen. But I do have periods where I just get lazy and it takes a while, so it probably throws them off.
Yeah, I just returned a movie that I had for 3 months, and I didn't even watch it.
That's bad.
Yeah.
What movie was it?
Waking Life.
Oh, that's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I watched the first 10 minutes of it, and I really wasn't into it.
It's all right. I mean, it's not superb, but
hardly anybody posted my forums. One of the few people who did actually said that movie was really good, and I tried watching it. I just wasn't feeling it. I want to try it again, but after 3 months, I was like, I got to get something else. And
you should always lie and say that your forums are going nuts.
They're fucking bonkers, man.
How do you get to the forums?
Just say it crashes all the time because I'm getting so many fucking posts.
What I meant is that there was so many posts that it fell off the front page.
There you go.
And I missed it. And I also got out Sweeney Todd, which is a Johnny Depp movie.
I want to see that.
I did not know that not only is it based on a musical,
yep,
it's actually every single word in the entire movie is sung.
I heard it sucked.
Well, I knew it was based on a musical. I didn't know it was an actual opera.
Mm.
So that was another movie I didn't get more than 10 minutes into because, do I really want to mix horror movies and actual operas? A song here and there I'm fine with. I enjoy musicals, but an actual opera, maybe at a certain time, but I didn't want to hold on to a Netflix that was like that.
Did you see Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yes.
See, hopefully this isn't spoiling anything, but the thing at the end?
It's been out for a year, so if you didn't see it yet...
So I can spoil? Okay.
Yeah.
The horror opera with Muppet-type characters at the end?
Yeah.
Tell me you wouldn't pay to go see that.
I thought that was awesome.
I would pay big money to go see that. I thought that was the most fantastic idea ever.
Bringing it back around, you know who's writing the new Muppet movie?
No.
Jason Segel, who is the guy who did that.
That's awesome.
He said he wants to make it like the old school Muppet movies, not like the newer ones. So
that's the best news I've heard all week.
I have high hopes for that. I think it's going to be awesome. if it's anything like the first 3 Muppet movies, I think we're in for a treat.
That's a big spoiler. I like that.
Yeah. And hopefully he is a fan of Beaker, because that's my all-time favorite Muppet.
I like Beaker.
Did we do favorite Muppets? I don't think we did.
No, then
You want to do top 3 or top 5?
top 3 is probably
Yeah.
That's a little
Mine
tough.
gets
Not a
tricky after 3.
Yeah. Especially on the spot. All right, I'm going to go with Beaker.
Okay.
Wow, that is a little hard. I think I would probably go with
I did this on Facebook a long time ago, and I forgot who I put.
yeah, me too.
Mine are Fozzie, Rolf, and I forgot who the third one is.
You almost have I would go Fozzie, number 1, Rolf, number 2, and the 2 old guys, number 3.
Statler and Waldorf.
If I can combine them.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the greatest device in TV history.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah, I think I'd go with Beaker. Probably Swedish Chef.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
And I'm torn between Fozzie or Statler and Waldorf. It's very hard for me to make a top 3 Muppets.
I think I had Dr. Teeth as number 3.
Oh, that's a
Good.
really good one too. Yeah. Party of the Electric Mayhem.
You really can't go wrong unless you pick Skeeter.
Not even a real Muppet. She was in the Muppet Babies, but she was never a Muppet.
Yeah, she doesn't count.
Oh wait, Scooter counts. He
Scooter
was on
counts.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's going wrong too. He's horrible.
I kind of liked him as a kid. Looking back, he was kind of just wanted to suck Kermit's dick.
Yeah, he's a whipping boy.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, I don't like him.
Gonzo's cool. Was he in Sesame Street?
He might have made an appearance, but I don't think
Or
he-
am I just confusing him with Grover?
Probably.
Probably.
Same exact voice, practically.
Yeah, I feel like Grover was just the ripoff of Gonzo. All right, well, I think we've run very long, so we should probably... end
Or only
soon.
like 2+ hours.
Well, we paused it a couple times, and, we talked for 20 minutes before we started.
There's a lot of my rambling you can cut, I'm sure.
Yeah, if I want to do post-production, that's,
He'll cut all the relationship stuff out.
Oh.
I'm not going to cut any of that out, actually. Just,
Good.
yeah, just for you, Bri. I'm going to leave it all in, see what happens.
Appreciate it.
Roll the dice.
If you don't do it, I'll just go to your forum and just start transcribing what I remember. It should be far worse.
I've been recording it too. I'll just post it.
Just post the unedited form.
If anybody wants to post on the forums, I strongly encourage that. Rob has a podcast,
website.
The Uncanny X-Cast.
They do. That's it.
That's it. It's about X-Men comics. I'm actually a fan. I've been listening. I caught on around episode 20, but I started like any anal comic
that's a
fan.
big mistake.
I started with episode 1. And you guys slacked for about 6-7 months. Did like 1 episode a month.
We did. We were having babies right and left. Brian had a kid. I had a kid. Brian had another kid. I'll probably knock one out soon again.
So yeah, it was very sporadic for a while, but the way you guys do it is you do the current comics, and then you started from the very beginning of X-Men comics.
Yes.
And you went along.
Yep.
Well, what happened is when I found your show, I was almost dead even with where you were with the retros. But then you guys did 1 episode a month for like 6 months, and I like went way ahead of you guys.
The hell are you people talking about?
I'm talking about X-Men comics. And this is where
I never even saw X-Men the movie.
I haven't seen one of them, and I have an X-Men show.
You haven't seen any?
I haven't seen part 3,
Oh,
which
okay.
I take a lot of shit for.
And
I haven't seen any of them.
you don't want to see. The third one is so bad. It was really awful.
That's the thing. Everyone tells me not to, so why bother?
You're gonna get really mad if you see it.
I think we're gonna do a commentary episode where I watch it live and we comment as we go.
That would be good because there's so much shit that just contradicts any logic. Juggernaut is a comic relief character.
That's wrong.
It's just unbelievable. I know Bri doesn't read comics, but Juggernaut's supposed to be like the most badass.
Speaking of shitty movies, I see another Transformers is coming out.
It won't be as bad as the G.I. Joe movie, I promise you that.
Oh.
All right, here's my thing. Do we have to have the human element in all these movies?
Exactly. Why does it always have to involve the army somehow?
Like, I would love to just see a movie where the Transformers just fucking battle it out. Like, we don't need the human aspect in it. It would be awesome if they just had the Transformers just kick each other's asses.
Well, there is that version. It's the animated movie, which was fucking phenomenal.
And the Celebration movie is Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al.
Oh, that's great. The whole soundtrack's great.
Yeah.
Isn't The Touch on Rock Band now?
Don't think so.
It's on either that or Guitar Hero as a free download.
Is it?
And frankly, that could sway me one way or the other on which one I get.
What song?
The Touch from Transformers. You've got the touch. Dun, dun, dun.
No, I'm not aware of that on either one.
It's definitely on one. All right, I'm looking it up now. You can keep talking.
But yeah, like all these movies, it would be so much better if they just stuck to like Aliens versus Predator. If they just had aliens fighting the Predator, it would have been so fucking awesome. But they always have to have a human party stuck in the middle.
And it's always the army not knowing what to do.
Yeah. Both Hulk movies, even though the second Hulk was much better than the first, but still, like, the army got involved. Iron Man did it. I'm assuming G.I. Joe's going to do it. I just don't get why they just don't have the characters from the actual movie just interact with themselves. So much better.
Well, the G.I. Joe characters aren't even recognizable as them. I mean, that's just a total disgrace what they're doing with that.
You know, when I first saw the preview, I had no idea it was G.I. Joe till the very end when they actually said the name of the movie. It was a little weird. And Transformers, I mean, did they even watch the animated movie?
I don't think so.
It was... The first one was alright, but if they took the humans out, it would have been so awesome. And the second one looks like they're going to make the same exact mistake. Yeah, the same jerk-off from the first one, and the other girl's going to be running around in, like, half-belly shirt. Oh, my God.
Even worse now than in the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what's the real weird part is that they're the real stars. I mean, the Transformers are secondary characters in their own stupid movie.
All right, biggest compliment about the first Transformers, original Optimus Prime's voice.
That was true.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Biggest complaint, Soundwave's voice.
Yep.
He was the best part about the 80s cartoon. I watched it just for Soundwave. They made him sound like shit in the movie. They need to go back to that. I don't know if you guys saw Watchmen.
I did.
You didn't, Bri, right?
No.
Rob, did you read The Watchmen first?
I did. Yep.
Okay, so what did you think?
About the book or the movie?
Both.
The book I loved, but I openly admitted to skimming like most of the exposition stuff in the book because I thought while it added a layer to it, it was completely unnecessary and got annoying.
Okay.
Which is not a popular opinion, I don't think.
That's fine.
But I loved the movie. I thought the movie was fantastic.
Yeah, same here. And you notice they didn't stray from the original comic story.
If anything, they were copying frame for frame certain scenes, like literally shooting at the same angles, which is a great move.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I thought that was there.
I rank it as my favorite comic movie, period, of all time.
Thank you. All right, while we're on that, Batman, the second one with the Joker.
Sucked.
We got a sucked. What do you think, Rob?
Didn't like it as much as the first, but liked it. I'm pretty easy with movies, so.
I'm going to go with okay. So nobody gave it stellar reviews, which I think is the accurate assessment. It was kind of like a generic movie. It wasn't amazing. The Joker's character was acted phenomenally. The rest of the movie I thought was just a generic comic.
That's
movie.
the problem. If you take the Joker out of the second movie, it's horrific.
Yeah, it's like a C- at best.
He ups it 2 letter grades just by, a ridiculous performance.
Yeah, exactly. And I think everyone really just overrated that movie. There was action scenes that weren't necessary. There was characters that weren't even necessary. I don't know.
Well, now it's awkward because he's dead, so the movie will forever be sort of James Dean'd, where maybe it wasn't as good as it really is, as people say it is now, simply because the character in it died.
Yeah.
Well, granted, he was the best part, but now you almost can't say something bad about it because of that.
Right. It's like 9/11. You just can't. You can't even mention it without like doing the sign of the cross.
Right.
Because it was the biggest travesty ever, and truth is, that guy made a lot of shitty movies. What was his best movie? 10 Things I Hate About You?
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Other than that...
Which is a great movie. Don't bash that movie.
Well, what else did he do? The Patriot? Fuck the Patriot.
Brokeback Mountain.
Fuck the Patriot. Brokeback Mountain? Fuck the Brokeback Mountain. The guy didn't really do much. But since he died, he's just amazing. Like Kurt Cobain. Like, I know, Nevermind was a great album. If you look at the rest of his body of work, Bleach kind of sucked. In Utero wasn't very good. And Incesticide was pretty shitty. But he died, so he's just this fucking musical genius that was,
Well, that's the move. That always works. If you die when you're still popular, that's like... I don't care what anybody says.
Jim Belushi?
Jim Belushi is not the funniest person on the planet. That's just not the case. But
he dressed up as a banana. Fucking great.
Dying sure upped his stocks by a 5,000%.
So I'll kill myself, and this podcast will be the funniest shit ever.
Yeah. Plus, you get out of your fight with your girlfriend.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's true. You think you feel bad for me now? What if I was just a corpse?
I figure the more times I bring it up, the harder it's going to be to edit this episode.
I don't edit shit. That's it. I'm way too lazy to edit this shit.
He'll find out later that the shit wasn't even recording the whole time.
Oh, I'll be so pissed.
That's happened to us like 20 times.
Oh, we got to end this shit. This is going way long.
It's 2.5 hours past my bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Way too past.
And I got a kid who's going to wake me up at 5:45.
Oh, good times.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so plug your shit, Rob.
Uncanny X-Cast. That's all I got. I'm not really good at plugins. We're like the worst promoters on the planet.
Come on, website.
UncannyXcast.com. The website's full of almost nothing. It's got posts about when we put out an episode and not a whole lot else.
All right, they're on Podcast
But you should go
Alley.
there anyway. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool. They're on Podcast Alley. What's the forums? You guys' forums is awesome.
We do have a good forum. It's at thecomicforums.com, and then just scroll down until you see Uncanny X-Cast.
I'm on there.
We have
you can see me. You can see me dressed as Space Ghost. I post on there regularly.
Chicken Parm, right?
Yeah, I'm Chicken Parm. And they're on Podcast Alley. They're on iTunes. Very entertaining show. Even if you're not into comics, you guys don't talk about comics till like 40 minutes into each episode.
We have a lot of people that listen to the first 45 minutes and then turn it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm all right with. Still counts as a download, so take that, suckers.
Exactly. So thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. And thanks for coming on, Rob. Thanks for coming on, Bri.
No problem.
Anytime.
And
well, not anytime, but...
Yeah, it's not true. You quit the show.
Not anytime, but when I feel like it.
Right. Bri will be on in a month. Rob will, depending on how this episode goes, be on Never Again or... to be determined. TBD.
Cool.
So I guess that's it.
Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. Talk to you guys soon.
Later.
Goodbye.